Open these shop doors, let a little bit of the smoke out. That was fun. Got the old girl to fire up. I just knew she would. I mean, it's a Chevrolet. Come on, it's got to run. And there'll be shouting on the hills of glory. It's a wonderful day in the rat rod world. This cab, you can see, I don't know, maybe the rust is holding it together. This is about to come off. Anyway, yeah, I got both my doors closing, and that's pretty cool.
Whether it was the secret space program run by humans, you know, the heirs to the Nazi technology development that Joe Farrell documents so thoroughly. The old brake shoe were just perfect. I've got this rear suspension pretty well mocked up. Kerwood was kind of laughing at me about how I welded these L brackets in here. Pretty stout, you know. I got a bead over there, and I got a bead over there, and I got one on each side of it down on that axle, and another bead back here. And he kind of was giving me a bad time about it. I mean, not really. He just said, well, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't going anywhere. And I'm going, you know what? I worked so hard to get that thing centered and squared up back there that I did not want it to move. Not a smidgen, not an inch. Not a smidgen of an inch. So, anyway, I've got everything just kind of lightly tacked into place right now. And I will measure everything again and make sure that it's all perfect, and then I will cut those L brackets loose and take them off there, those temporary supports, get my floor jack under that thing and start playing around with it, check out my travel. I have way more than I need. I'm sure I have a clearance for more travel than I'll ever use on it, but anyway, it'll be fun to kind of see that thing go up and down. This is kind of hard to look at because I'm used to everything being symmetrical, and that pumpkin is offset. In other words, one axle is longer than the other, as you can see there, and so it's kind of hard to look at with that thing being offset like that. But I tell you what, I split a 1/16 of an inch to get that line right there. We're down to a 1/32 on that to find exact center, and I don't think I can get much closer than a 32nd. So the next task at hand is to, like I said, measure everything out one more time and make sure I'm still good everywhere, and then nail it down and start cutting this loose. And by the end of next week, I should have my brake parts here Tuesday. I'm saying by the end of next week I'll be ready for a driveline. I should have a rolling chassis, and as far as the budget goes, I'll have a rolling chassis, motor and tranny for $0 invested. And now I'm going to go ahead and spend some money on tires and wheels, most likely, but I don't have to do that right away. I've got everything I need to mock it up. So once I get my rolling chassis, then I'll start setting this body on there and get that all mounted. And I'm going to build a driveline, and then, you know, after that comes a major hurdle to be a steering column, and then after that it's a matter of plumbing and wiring. And the thing is, we've got grafting season fast approaching. You know, there's only a little over a week left in this month, and we'll start work next month, about the middle or toward the end of February. So I have not a whole lot of time left to work on this before I have to park it for a while, but I may get to jump on it occasionally during the season. I don't expect a whole lot to happen, so I don't expect to be making a whole lot more videos here in the very near future. So hang in there with me, bear with me. I'll get a video up when there's something to report. Okay, everything is welded up, and the temporary supports are cut loose and out of there and ground off where they were welded and everything. So the frame's cleaned up, the axle's cleaned up, and my friend Brown and I here, my friend Brown is going to help me, and we're going to give you a little demonstration of that for the travel on that thing. First of all, I guess we'll do it from the side view, maybe along about here. Yeah, jump over there, Brown, grab the other side of that axle. We'll pick it up and down a couple times and show the folks how that works. What do you want to do now? Just pick it up. Straight up like that? Look at that. Don't get your finger in it. One more time. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. Now, let's move to the back end here. See if we can.
Once more again.
Go once more again. Yeah, let's go up and down. Watch your fingers now. Yeah. Look at that. Here, let me get this out of the way. Show you where the baby's gonna live. Oh, plenty of travel. Plus we can go way lower.
Yep.
15 feet.
Yep.
And actually picked it up about 1 or 2 notches, and that'll be, that's about right now. Anyway, that's cool, man. I like it. I like it a lot. I like how it works. Get my shocks and my bags set up and get a drive line. We'll go down the road. Oh, we might need some axles.
That would help.
Minor detail.
that'd help.
Minor detail. All right. Well, it's kind of a dreary old January day here in the great state of Washington. You know, people live back in the Carolinas, they don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. Bless their hearts. Anyway, been on a little adventure today. Kerwood and I ran up to Waterville, See our friend Stretch up there, and he hooked me up with some goodies. I mentioned this in another video a while back, but he had an old Dodge truck, kind of like the one I'm working on, that he sold, and it was a Dodge 1-ton pickup with a 9-foot bed on it, and it had extra long running boards, and here they are. They are 6 feet long. So that's going to go on Brutus. He also had these matching set of headlight buckets that are huge, and the ones on my Dodge did not match. They were not a match set. These are, and the rim's been painted on one of them. I'll probably, I don't know, sand that off or paint the other one, whatever. But, and then I borrowed these, are some of Kerwood's wheels and tires, and those are 13 inch tread width, I believe, and I'm going to use those to mock up on my Rat. I think my tires that I'm going to run are a little taller than that, so I'll sit those on a 2x4 probably to get the right height. But I'm going to get this stuff unloaded, I'll start getting it mocked up, and then that'll tell me where my rear fenders need to sit. That's about the width of the tire that I think I'm going to run on the back. I want something substantial out back. Alright, I'll get these unloaded and get this stuff inside where it's warm. See ya. Alright, we got bib overalls in the dryer over there rattling around, making noise, so it's going to have to bear with that. But here's the deal. That's about where that rear fender is going to sit. Tire could come forward just a tad, maybe to center up in the wheel well. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's all right. And now this, the width of tire that I'm planning to run is just about that, or maybe I think that's what is that? About a 13-inch tread width, exactly 13-inch tread width. I might run a 12-inch tread width. Those are 10-inch wheels. The wheels that I'm considering buying are 9-inch. They're a 17x9 to go on the back. Artillery type wheel. I really like that style, and I think they fit this truck. So that's kind of the plan there. And the running boards, I think it's going to work out. Somebody cut that fender out up there, as you can see, and so I kind of have to utilize that. I don't have to. I could build a piece to go in there and piece that back out the way it was originally. But I've talked before about cutting that skirt off under the door so that the running boards will fit up there just right under the door. And that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by Brown? I told him I have trouble talking to myself when somebody's standing around listening. Anyway, what was I going to say? Okay, there's one more little issue I'm going to clear up here in this video, and then I won't have to explain it over and over in the comments. I keep explaining myself, and it takes too much time and energy. But it's easy to look at the computer screen and say, oh, do it this way or do it that way. But unless you're out here with your hands on this thing and beating and banging around on it, you don't understand everything that's going on. And there's some people that suggested running the Cadillac without those truck fenders, and I appreciate your input. And I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it would look good, but it won't work. Those fenders are actually the wheel well determines where the rear axle is going to run, and that wheel well, you can see where that would put the rear axle back up here. That's only about a 1.5 feet from the front of that thing. I would put my rear axle right up behind the cab, about 2 feet forward of where it is right now, and that would be a mighty short wheelbase. So by turning the by first of all using the fenders, and then by turning them around backwards, that covers up that piece of stainless steel we were just looking at over there, and that no longer determines where the center of the wheel well is. The fenders do now. So by doing that, that pulls that back axle back where it needs to be to get the decent wheelbase. And of course the other reason for that, and you'll understand this, Cutworm, is those fenders are my tribute to Deadeye Dan. He was the first guy I ever saw take front fenders off a truck and turn them around and put them backwards on the back of a pickup. And I thought it was just genius. So I liked the look, and that's you know, I wish he was still around to know that he was my inspiration for this. Anyway, that's why I'm running the fenders. For anybody that just says, yeah, throw the fenders away and run the Cadillac, well, it's just not that simple. None of this is real simple. I've really created a can of worms, but I'll work through it. You know, you give me a big enough hammer and I can do about anything. See?